So this is one of my favorite events. This is the involvement panel. Do you know why it's my favorite event? Because my title is Student Involvement Manager. That's right. If you can get involved on your campus, on Global Campus, I should know about it. I like to share it with everyone because we have so many wonderful opportunities and you're going to hear about all of them tonight. I want to say though too, if there's ever an opportunity that you're not seeing that you really want, oh man, I really wish there was a club like this, or I really wish there was an event like this, let me know. I want to make sure you have something that is purposeful and meaningful to you. So let me know what it is we're missing. So tonight, we're giving away free stuff, so don't forget, we're going to give you a keyword in the middle of this presentation just so you can win free stuff. So all of our presenters today are going to give about a 5-minute presentation. You're welcome to ask questions. You can ask questions as you think of them in the chat box, and we'll get to them as soon as we can. Okay, oh, we're still seeing people keep coming. I'm getting distracted because I want to see where everyone's coming in from. Okay, so we are recording. We're talking about some wonderful things, involvement opportunities with some great people, and we are going to go ahead and get started. So first up is our Global Connections Program Coordinator, Erin Reinhardt. Erin, can you talk to us about Global Connections?
I am excited to. Thank you, Andrea. Welcome, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for attending. All the presenters, thank you all for showing up. And all of the students, thank you for coming. So today I am going to be talking about Global Connections. So I am part of Andrea's team. We do student involvement here at WSU Global Campus. So let me pull this up for you all, and we'll get going. Awesome. Everyone can see, I assume, my overly ambitious presentation. All right, so Global Connections is connections.wsu.edu. Just wanted to get that out there for you all. And this is how you get involved. So for all Global Campus students, and if you're a student at any of the campuses, most of our events are open to everybody that's in the WSU system. So please check us out, see how you can get involved and become even deeper part of the Coug community, because we all love meeting each other, getting involved, getting out there and finding ways to interact. So what I have here on the screen is just a picture of our homepage. So when you go to connections.wsu.edu, you'll know what you see. And I also included QR codes on everything. Don't worry about taking too many notes and writing all these things down, because we will email you all these presentations after the event. So feel free to check everything out after the event and don't worry about anything right now. When you go to connections.wsu.edu, be sure to check out the calendar. So the calendar has all the events that we have system-wide, not only from our team and department, but from all the other people that do events for global students. So you're going to hear from someone from ASWSUG today, the student government of Global Campus, and they put their events on our calendar along with all the other people that like to do interactive Zoom events, live stream events, whatever they have going on. You can go to the calendar at Connections and you can see everything that's going on. So just a quick shout out as well. Tomorrow is the last day of Week of Welcome. We are going to have a campus esports play along. So you may hear more about that later, but thank you for coming to Week of Welcome. And there is one more awesome event tomorrow. Another awesome program that we have at Global Connections is the Global Coug Leadership Program. It is an 8-week certificate program where if you attend all the events and engage with all the activities, you can get a certificate that says you have been certified a leader at WSU Global. So this is something that you can put on your resume, you can talk about in interviews. It's a great way to build some experience, meet other Cougs that are ambitious and want to get ahead and want to be leaders, network, and engage in all these fun activities. I've put some events on the side there for the dates that are coming up this semester. So if you're thinking about this, definitely get involved before October, because that's when everything kicks off and starts going. But you can get a little bit of an overview as what they are all about right there. Also connect with us on socials. So we post all of our events, all of the things going on with Global Campus, news, anything that you may need to know about how to engage, how to be involved, to connect with the community. You can comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. At Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, we are just WSU Global. And then we are also on YouTube and LinkedIn, a little bit different, but if you search for us on those platforms, should be no problem to find. And then again, you can also scan the QR codes if you look at this presentation later on.
Aaron, I'm going to jump in real quick. There was a question on the Global Campus Leadership Program. Do you have to attend all of the sessions? Well, no, you don't. But what they do is they record those sessions so that you can watch them later, write a little write-up about it to share what you've learned, and that qualifies you for attending that event. So you don't technically have to attend, synchronously. If you need to miss, you can make up that work.
And that's fantastic because we are all global students, right? So flexibility, having schedules that can accommodate our unique lifestyles and needs, that's great. And if you have any more questions like that and the live stream is over, just message us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or LinkedIn, and we'd be happy to assist. And then the last thing I want to cover today is Presence. Presence is a social media service that's unique to our university and some other organizations, universities mainly, but this is how you can find out about clubs, events, join organizations, and all the people that you're going to hear from today have a presence on Presence. So if you go to the website, globalcampus-wsu.presence.io, which will be in the chat and also in your email later, this is where you can earn prizes for going to events. We give out things like hats, license plate holders, flags, and then that's going to be subject to change in the future because we're going to get a bunch of new swag. And participate, get involved in the clubs that are in your interest area, and please enjoy your time as a global Coug. So that is it for me. Everyone, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Does anyone have any questions for Aaron? I highly recommend, always checking back your calendar, but I'll let you know too, you'll get a newsletter in your email bi-weekly in your email straight to you. And it always tells you all this great information from all of our presenters. So I know sometimes you don't want to read that. Oh, let's read the headlines because there's some important stuff in there. So please check it out. Without further ado, we're going to keep on going to, are you ready for this? Our esports coach, James Hoplin. Yep, that's right. We have an esports team. We're going to hear from James.
Yeah, thank you for that rousing introduction, everybody. As they mentioned, my name is James. I work for Global Connections here at WSU as the Global Campus Esports Coordinator, and I work on a lot of gaming opportunities. One of the cool things about this is that we are able to use gaming and esports as a way to engage in ways that we're not often able to do. So last year we went, oh, come on. There we go. So what is the purpose of Global Esports? Well, we officially launched last year. And again, as I mentioned, it is a purpose to provide both a competitive and a casual experience for students who are interested in gaming with their other Cougs. During COVID, it was a way that a lot of us were able to still get together and still maintain those connections. And we're just hoping to continue building and expanding on those opportunities. One of the key points to this is that we run a varsity level competitive team. We've partnered with EGF to run in their main fall and spring competitions. Last year, we did very well for our first inaugural season. We're planning on going in again. There's about this is a little outdated because I looked it up actually just before, where it's actually up to almost 300 colleges and universities now that have Rocket League in some way, shape, or form sponsored at a competitive level. And if you don't know what Rocket League is, essentially it is just car soccer. You just hit a big ball into the net using a car. It takes about 30 seconds to figure out what the game is, but it's a lot of fun, a lot of high energy, and a lot of excitement in it. The other really cool thing, the other part to be excited about, is that we are the first Pac-12, Pac-10, Pac-4 school that offers scholarships for esports, specifically for Rocket League. We have partnered with ASWSUG, and we are providing partial scholarships for up to $2,500 per academic year. If you are interested, those are available. We have our tryouts on September 9th and 10th, which is the weekend of the home football game. Those events are on the website that you can register for. I'm very excited about that. Some of the more casual experiences that we're going to be trying to offer this semester are obviously with the Rocket League pickup games, which my coworker Aaron mentioned. We are running an event tomorrow, so if you ever want to know how to play Rocket League, whether you've played it before, or you want to learn, the information is on that Global Connection site, along with the registration form. We are also getting into Dungeons and Dragons and other tabletop RPGs. This is timely, especially with Baldur's Gate that just came out, has taken the internet by storm. Early October, we're going to be having an introduction event to try to kind of kick that off and get people into the swing of things. We've also had requests for chess and other intramurals that we're hoping to maybe get started by the spring semester, as well as a monthly trivia night. Next September is going to be Cougar football trivia, which is going to be the night before the first home football game against Wisconsin. So that should be pretty fun. If you'd like to find out anything more, you can also email me. My email is on the link, is right there on the slide. And also, if I can find where the chat box is, I am going to put a survey that you can fill out right there, and that's going to come directly to me. And if you do have anything that you would like to offer, Golf with Friends, Fall Guys, any suggestions that you would like to see represented, or you think would be, hey, that'd be a really cool event for me and my friends, go ahead and use this form, send that information to me, and I will see what I can do.
Great. Thank you so much, James. Does anyone have any questions about esports? So yes, I'm so excited. That's our final WOW event is with James and his esports. I believe esports team from last year participating as well, so we can check in with them, some of them
Yes.
maybe. Perfect.
Yes. Yep. Unless something comes up, you will be able to go ahead and play with the varsity members from last year's team, as well as some potential new ones. I do see in the chat. I'm in the Discord for WSU Gaming. Is that going to be where the D&D is? It depends. We're going to start off on a Zoom session, and then I might spin up my own private Discord server. Depends on how many people are there. Otherwise, we are going to use the already built Discord server that Global Campus uses. We will be doing, we'll be providing that link at the introduction as well. Minecraft would be fantastic as well. I'm just looking at a way of how we would fund a server for it.
Yes, we have quite a people interested in Minecraft. So I'm sure you have your work cutting out for you to figure that one out. Okay, so next person, sounds like we don't have any other questions. Oh, we have more people interested in the Dungeons and Dragons, so that's great. You'll have to fill out the form and let you know, get that all started. I'm so excited. I started a character during COVID, never got to do anything with it. I'd love to figure that one out. That'd be great. Okay, but our next presenter with tons of great things to share, your one and only ASWSUG president for this year, Abigail Chandos.
Hello, hello. Thank you, everybody. Welcome. Let me go ahead and share my little PowerPoint I have here. And I have a lot of information to get through and not a lot of time. So I am going to be skimming over a lot of our events, but you will be getting a copy of this PowerPoint afterwards, and it has every link to every event on there. So this is just to let you know what we have coming up this fall and to hopefully get you involved with us. All right, let's do it. So first of all, what is ASWSU Global? The Associated Students of Washington State University Global Campus is composed of WSU Global Campus students who help fellow students by distributing awards and reimbursements, organizing face-to-face and virtual events, addressing student concerns, and building a sense of community. The main ways we have to get involved are through events, our Cougs chats, our executive meetings, and through paid student positions. All right, so first up, we have a lot of creative events coming up this fall, most of them led by Emma, who is in this Zoom chat. She is our director of events. So we have a bring your own craft, bring whatever you're working on, chat with other Cougs, show us your projects. We have Swifty Night, which we will be making friendship bracelets. If you know, you know. We'll also be doing a lot of Swift-based trivia and listening to music. We have a Learn to Cross Stitch event, a Sugar School painting event. We will learn how to make origami stars, decorate Christmas trees, and even make your own bath bombs, which I'm super excited for that event. All right, we also have a lot of movie nights coming up. With the exception of Coco, all of these are free on Tubi. Coco does require a Disney Plus subscription, so just so everybody is aware of that. But we will have El Cantante, Heartland, The Addams Family, Coco, like I mentioned, a documentary on the Cherokee Indigenous tribe, and a Christmas Carol movie night. And that is, I want to say it's the 70s version. I don't remember what year, but it's an older version of that movie. So if you love the classic, that's where we're at. For some fun and games, we have Loteria Game Night. We're doing a fresh air scavenger hunt in October. We'll have Halloween trivia right before Halloween. And we run a monthly cute pet photo contest on our Facebook and Instagram pages. And that is going on right now. So you can post a picture of your pet and tag us. All the rules are on our Facebook and Instagram, but we will select winners and you'll get some swag. All right, we also have some civic engagement opportunities. So our Director of Legislative Affairs, Lauren, will be running a couple of Cougs Vote webinars, one on Monday, September 25th, and the other on October 10th. That is all information on how to register to vote, where to vote, how to vote, and all of that great information so you can get involved. We'll also be having 2 Coug Day at the Capitol information webinars, and that is all information about what we do for Coug Day at the Capitol, which is on January 22nd. That is our big lobbying event that we do with all WSU campuses. We all get together and go lobby in Olympia. I'm super excited. I've never done it before. So make sure that if you're interested in that, you come to those information webinars, get more information about what we will be doing. All right, a couple spotlights. I'll go into a little more detail here. So we have a Plan Your Planner event. This is coming up this coming Wednesday, August 23rd at 5 p.m. Get organized with us as we plan out this semester. Grab the planner of your choice, then join us for some tips and tricks on how to make the most of it. You can head over to the event page to RSVP. There's still time to register. We'd love to see you. Grab your class schedule, all of your due dates, and we will work on getting organized together. All right, we also have a hybrid event coming up, the Untold Stories. This will be in person on Pullman campus or virtually on Friday, September 29th. So in person, it will be at the Elson S. Floyd Cultural Center. Doors open at 5. We'll be having dinner and a mariachi band performing. And then we'll have a presentation and painting workshop led by muralist Jose Nuke Montalvo. All supplies will be provided. And the super, super exciting part is 15 students who participate in person will get to help design a mural that will be created on Pullman campus, which is amazing. So your work will literally be on Pullman campus. And further, if you want to go to that in-person portion of the event, you can take advantage of our travel grant. That is also linked here. And that reimburses up to $150 of your travel-related expenses. So love to have you, but if you can't make it in person, we're also doing it virtually via Zoom, starting at 6 o'clock. We'll still have that presentation and a workshop led by Nuke. And the first 15 people who register will be sent supplies for free for that painting. And then to sweeten the deal, we also have the Pacific Northwest Student Leadership Conference that is happening in Pullman on Saturday, September 30th. So if you're interested in going to the in-person event, you can also register for this conference as well. And they also are providing it virtually if you're unable to go in person. All right, then our last event spotlight is Cougs Get Literary. This holds a very special place in my heart because this is what I will be running this year. It is our monthly book club. So every month, the first 10 students to register will get a free copy of the book, either paperback or Kindle. Our first meeting is coming up August 30th at 6. That's a week from this Wednesday. We will be talking about Educated by Tara Westover. So the freebie opportunity for that book has passed, but there's still time to register. You can grab a copy of the book at your local library or bookstore and join us. We'd still like you to RSVP so we know how many people to expect, but I'm just so excited for that. And registration for September is open. We will be reading The Sunbearer Trials by Aidan Thomas. It is based on Mexican mythology, and that is celebrating National Hispanic Heritage Month. The freebie opportunity ends this coming Tuesday, August 22nd, and I have 7 copies of the book to give away still. So please go sign up, get registered. We'll send you a copy of the book, and that meeting is happening on September 13th at 6. All right, Coug chats. So ASW SUG hosts weekly Coug chats, which is our open office hours. This is your chance to chat with your student government. We love to hear from you, address your questions, concerns, and needs, or just hang out and have a good time. Tell us what you have going on over the weekend. You know, tell us about your kids and your pets. We just want to talk to you. We regularly play games, and we love to give away Cougs flag to people who participate. We have these every other Wednesday from 6:30 to 7:30, starting this coming Wednesday, August 23rd, and every other Monday from 1 to 2, starting August 28th. We also have weekly executive meetings. They are open to the public, and you're more than welcome to sit in on these meetings to watch your student government in action. Like I said, every Thursday at 6 p.m. All right, so we are hiring. The Resource Allocation and Accountability, or RAW board, is composed of 5 students. One will be the chair. Their purpose is to interpret, enforce, and uphold the ASW-SUG bylaws and constitution, and they are also responsible for allocating S&A fees. Those are the funds that we all pay, so we can put on all these great events. The requirements are that you need to be an S&A fee-paying global student and enrolled in 6 credits. And your duties will be to serve 6 hours a month on average, serve on the board from appointment through the end of the academic year, and there are 2 mandatory meetings in March. Again, this is a paid part-time position. Please apply now. And then executive board positions. So if you want to do what I'm doing, you can apply in February. So not for a little bit, but we have the president, vice president, director of legislative affairs, director of academic affairs, director of communications and compliance, director of diversity, director of events, director of finance, and director of promotions. You can learn about all of those different positions. I believe links are dropping in the chat. Yes, thumbs up. Cool, awesome. Learn more about those positions. Again, they are paid positions, and you get to do this. It's great. We love it. So stay connected. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Read that bi-weekly newsletter in your email that will have, again, all of the events that we have coming up. You can visit our presence page like Erin went over. You get involvement points for joining in those events. That has all of our events. I will give a caveat right now. If you're going to search for events, it will only by default show you the events coming up in the next month. So you have to physically go in and change the dates to see events further than a month out. So if you're looking for an event and it's not there, check those dates. More than likely it is there. You can also check out the Global Connections calendar. Like Erin mentioned, all of our events are on there. You can visit our website for more information about ASW SUG and our resources like reimbursements and all of our events. And you can email me at any time. I'm global.prez@wsu.edu. I'd love to hear from my fellow students, love to hear questions, concerns. I just love to meet you guys. I want to talk to you. So that's all I have. Thank you everyone so much. And I love to hear any questions.
Great, thank you. Great call out on those on changing those dates and presents. I've sometimes looked for events and Abigail says, no, change the days, and then I find them. So good call out. Anyone have any questions for Abigail? She mentioned reimbursements too. That link's in there. That's free money to you all if you missed Tuesday's event. Oh, Abigail's got something.
Yes, I have a direct message about RSVPing to events. One thing I forgot to mention, RSVPs do open 1 month in advance. So if you aren't able to register right now, that is why. Check back 1 month before the event. That's when we will open up the registrations.
Yeah, put a calendar invite in that planner. Put it in your planner.
Absolutely.
Go back and register for this event.
Absolutely.
Yes. Sure you don't miss out. And then yes, as I was mentioning, they have reimbursements at that link that you can get grocery vouchers. You can get $150 for your groceries for the semester. Take advantage of that. Okay, our next presenter. Are you ready to learn how to have a good overall well-being and learn all that you need to do on all the facets of that is your health and wellness? Well, introducing, we have Shane McFarland. Shane, welcome.
Thank you. Share. From the beginning, from the top. All right. Yeah, my name is Shane McFarland. I work as a health facilitator with Global Campus, and I oversee the Wellbeing Online programs. And now I also oversee Cougs for Recovery, so we're going to touch on that as well. So I'm really excited to share a little bit about what we have going on. So we'll start with Cougs for Recovery. We'll share some of the programming events that are coming up. We have fitness classes under the Rec Center that are available to all of our Global Campus students. And then we have a program called Cyber Coug Fitness Club, which is really popular and it continues to grow. And I hope everybody takes advantage of it. All right, so Cougs for Recovery is essentially a program that's for students, by students, and it's for folks in all stages of recovery, whether they're contemplating or they're actively in recovery and supporting other students. And there's a variety of events and activities comes up. So if this is a part of your life, you shouldn't have to be choosing between being a student and recovery, or choosing for your recovery over being a student. So there's all campus hybrid meetings. Those are going to be occurring on Thursdays from 12 to 1. There's a Zoom link there. My contact information is at the end. I'd be happy to connect you with all of these resources. There are scholarships. We're pushing to do Narcan trainings for Global Campus students, and then we would mail out Narcan kits to students. So that's very exciting. And there's one-on-one coaching sessions. So if you or someone you know that's part of the Global Campus is struggling or contemplating recovery, there's one-on-one sessions that we can sit down weekly and we can talk. Residence hall outreach doesn't matter for us, all campus recruitment. So students are welcome to join the community. And then there's also opportunities to become a peer coach. So you can reach out to me for that. At the end of the semester last year, we had this art exhibit. We're doing it again. It was fantastic. We had students that are in, again, all stages of recovery. They submitted their work and we had things streamed live. There was music. It was just a great event. We had a publication that went along with it, and we're really excited to do that again. Had a year-end celebration. As the students got through the finish line of the year. I know we're at the beginning here, so that was also a wonderful event. All right, here's my contact info. I will drop it into the chat at the end, and a link to take you to the Dean of Students website to learn a little bit more about Cougs for Recovery. All right, moving on. So Wellbeing Online is essentially a program that's touching on 8 dimensions of well-being, and I have a list of programs coming up here. So it's your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health. So we try to have programs that touch on all of those dimensions, and I'll be running a whole host of those throughout the semester. I like to, while I was listening to our student president for ASWCG, I encourage you highly to attend those planning and prep workshops. I'm a big fan of that. If you can get yourself off into the right foot, that's something that we see show up in the data as moderating student success, or really supporting student success if you can get your schedule and your calendar down well at the beginning. So we have full programs and points. As you do the programs, you get points. You can turn that in for swag. And Aaron said that we have new and different swag, so I'm excited about that. But we will mail it out to you. And then we have some fitness classes and reimbursements. All right, so there's our dimensions of well-being wheel. You'll be seeing that. I am going to propose a new dimension of well-being. I think that technology, especially with the AI overlap with academics and the ethics and all of that, I think it warrants its own dimension. I'm developing that, and we'll see how that fits into the R work maybe this semester. Here's a sample of some of the programming that we're offering. We have data to suggest that anxiety, depression, some of these things are really rising up to get in the way of students succeeding in their academics. And we want you to persist. We want you to complete your degrees. So if at any point in the semester, you're like, you know what, I could do a little preventative work, come check out some of the workshops I'm doing. I would love to work with you. And if things are getting really challenging, I can direct you to services. We have a whole host of people here that just want to see you succeed, and we'll work really hard to do that. We have a theme of mindfulness this coming academic year. We'll be having a symposium that will be going out to global students as well as the whole WSU system. We hope you can make that. It'll be October 20th and 21st. We do workshops on sleep, time management, stress. My time management workshop is my absolute favorite. I hope you make that one. Mental health first aid. So you can come and attend our mental health first aid trainings. They're free. They do take about 6 hours. You get a certification. It builds your resume, and you could really be a valuable bystander in someone's life, and you can step in and really make a difference for them. So highly encourage you to check those out. All right, and then we have some online fitness classes. So again, I work with the Rec Center too, and they offer several classes that are available online for global students. They're a really reasonable price, and I hope you check those out. If fitness is something you want to build into your day, make it easy. Get it online, make a little space in your office, your room, and and have a regular practice there. All right, last but not least, another rec center program that I really want you to be aware of is Cyber Club Fitness Club. This program continues to grow every semester. We requested more money because students are getting reimbursements. They're hearing about this. Essentially what it is, you sign up for a fitness center, you sign up for a gym, you keep a receipt of that, okay, the name, the price, the establishment, you submit that. If you're a half-time student, you get $75 back. If you're a full-time student, you get $100 back. I train martial arts, so I could keep my receipt from the facility and I could turn it in and I could get some money back. If you complete 3 wellness activities that are listed on the website there, you get an additional boost and how much money you get back. It's free money. And I hope you take advantage of that. We'll be sending out mailers. We'll be doing reminders. Please take advantage of this program. It's a fantastic program. It's really low-hanging fruit, and physical activity has been demonstrated time and time again to support decreases in depressive symptoms, anxiety, and it can really be a supportive for your academics. Even cognitive ability increases with certain timings of physical activity and types of physical activity. All right, again, you can contact me. You can check it out on the website. I love to get emails from students. All right, and then I'll just finish by saying, if anybody wants to volunteer or work with me, I've taken on students as practicums, interns, volunteers, and I try to make it a really rich experience for them and their resume building. So that could be an additional way to work with us and get involved. All right, thank you. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. Thank you very much, Shane. Does anyone have any questions for Shane? Shane, I have a question. You mentioned, I believe it was Narcan training. Can you tell me what that is? I tried to Google it and I could not find it, and I would love to know what that is.
Yeah, so Narcan training, there's been quite a few drugs that are being laced with other drugs, and you have opioids and things. And if somebody has an overdose, Narcan is a really impressive intervention that they even let EMTs use it. I'm a trained EMT, and it's one of the few prescription drugs EMTs can use it, but now they're saying it's safe enough because it doesn't react with almost anything else. It just neutralizes that drug in the bloodstream, that it's available for the lay public to use as well. And like I said, it's kind of an epidemic and rising, and we just want to get that training and that tool into the hands of as many people as possible and save some lives.
Well, perfect. Thank you, Shane. You saved lives by explaining that to me, because I wouldn't even know what that was. So thank you so much. I really appreciate all of your resources. Again, we will email you all these slides so that you can refer back to them, all the links and all the important information. Oh, someone has a question. Are there different fitness activities, like maybe dancing?
We'll take that feedback. I know there are dance classes, and I will ask if any of those can be made hybrid. Feel free to send me an email. I'll make a note of your name and I'll reach out to you with what I find.
Yes, absolutely. And our video vault is a great place to look at past events. I know we've done workouts. For example, you can find kettlebell workouts there. Partner yoga. That was one I requested one year. I said, I really want to, not that I've gotten my partner to do yoga with me, but it was a goal. It was a goal I had. And so that's even on the video vault as well. So maybe we can live stream some dance classes as well. So that'll be really fun. So check out the video vault. That has some great places. Thank you so much, Erin. And remember, we talked about giving you free stuff. You need to know what the word of the day is. Well, it's connections. We're here making connections with everybody, and that is the word. So you can follow the link in the chat. You can use your phone and use the QR code, but you're going to fill out that form and fill out what the word of today is. We will be mailing out all of the swag probably about next week or the week after. So it's going to be really fun if you've been attending a lot of these events, because you're going to have an envelope full of swag. So, but you know what? There's still time tomorrow to come to another one. So if you're like, man, I didn't know, and this is my first one, well, come tomorrow for esports and you can have another word of the day and earn more swag. So, but we want to move on, because we have with us from the Center of Civic Engagement, Ben Calabretta.
Ooh, I get applause already. That's great. Thanks for having me, everyone. I'm going to share my screen real quick and get that out of the way. Okay, so I think you can see what I'm seeing.
We see everything. Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
now we see your presenting mode. Perfect.
Okay. Perfect. Welcome. And again, thanks for being here. My name is Ben Calabretta. I recognize a few of you. You might recognize me. I often present at like the Global Cougs Leadership series and at different workshops and things like that. And I'm always excited to talk with global students. I don't know if I can match Andrea's energy, but I'm going to do my best. I always fail at that. But anyway, so the Center for Civic Engagement, we're based on the Pullman campus, but we work with Pullman and global students. And we've actually been working with global students since 2003. So it's been 20 years that we've been working with we've been partnering with the global campus to help global students find opportunities to get involved in their communities wherever they are, which is pretty amazing. And we're the CCE is what we call it. We're celebrating our 30th anniversary this year. So that was one of those milestones that I went back and dug up just to like kind of check out some of the history about that. And it's pretty cool. The global campus is pretty amazing in general. You know, it's unique, and I'm glad that we can be a part of it for all these years. Okay, so why civic engagement? Like we heard Abigail, I think, mentioned earlier that they're going to do some civic engagement workshops, which is amazing. They're doing like Cougs Vote. That's one of the things that we do. We want people to be involved, right? Essentially, civic engagement is a way for students to feel empowered. They get experience and they can learn a lot about themselves. And ultimately, we want them to be like active leaders in their communities wherever they are. So whatever communities they're a part of, we want them to be active leaders and Cougs and make positive change in their communities. And that's kind of the big driving force behind that. Students that participate in any kind of civic engagement activity. So that could be like volunteering. That could be like voter registration. It could be service learning, which is a big part of what we do with Global Campus. There's a lot of different types of ways to do it, but students that participate in the opportunities that we help facilitate, they learn a sense of civic responsibility. So basically they learn more about their communities because of that experience. And then they begin to understand like why it's important for them to be involved and that they have a responsibility to make a positive impact in their community. And they also develop a sense of self-awareness and efficacy. And what that means is that students will learn more about themselves through civic engagement experiences. They'll learn about things they're passionate about. They might learn about things they're not passionate about, but that's okay too. So, and ultimately they'll figure out that they can be effective. They can make change. So that's where the efficacy comes in. Like, not do they just learn about it, but they learn that they have the ability to make change, which is a pretty important part of that. And then finally, academic success is the third learning outcome. So the CCE partnering with the Global Campus basically gives Global Campus students a chance to get some hands-on experience doing something they're passionate about, sometimes connected to maybe what they're studying, their discipline, and that leads to academic success, including higher grades in their classes, like if it's a service learning class, and just overall GPA for students that are involved in their communities. It also leads to higher graduation rates. So there's a lot of good reasons, including like who was mentioning it earlier, Shane, like we want you to be successful. And this is a pretty important way where you can make a positive impact in the community and also a positive impact on yourself too. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship between students and the communities that they're engaging with. Okay, so how do we work with global students? I mentioned it earlier, the main thing that we do with global students is we actually partner with faculty a lot to try to incorporate service learning into their courses. And what that means is sometimes with a class, there might be a service component where part of the class is that the student needs to go out and get involved in their community in some way where they can potentially apply some of the things that they're learning in the class. And we work with a few hundred global students every year through service learning courses and through the CCE. So instead of just having a class where it's like totally virtual, like I said, you get that hands-on experience and you get some pretty essentially like valuable experience face-to-face with people out in your communities and making a difference. In addition to the service learning courses, there's also we have like volunteering opportunities on GivePulse. And GivePulse is our online management system. And I'm not going to go into depth about navigating GivePulse right now, but know that we have staff at the CCE that can help you navigate GivePulse and walk you through that. And we often contact global students directly by phone or by email to kind of work through some of those things. I mentioned Cougs Vote. Again, we'd like to support students at all campuses actually with Cougs Vote. But I'm so happy to see that ASWCG is taking some of that on this year. And then we have some different virtual events or hybrid events like Public Squares. We would have an in-person, essentially public dialogue where we might get a panel together or some discussion groups. But we also stream it live and have discussion on like our YouTube channel where we stream it. And then we do some workshops. And our first workshop this year is our 9/11 Day of Service workshop. And we're going to go into some depth on how to get 9/11 is one of 4 days of service throughout the year. And since it's at the beginning of the year, we want to kick it off. We want to have a workshop where we work with global students to talk about not just like 9/11, why it's a day of service and remembrance, but also to learn a little bit more about the importance of being involved in your community and also navigating GivePulse to find opportunities that are in your area. We have over 1,000 community partners. Those are organizations that we work with where students can go find opportunities. And as you'll see on the next slide, they're all over the place. But so for that 9/11 Day of Service workshop, this is for global students. The QR code is on the screen there. I posted the link, the registration link in the chat. We'd love to have you. It's going to be more in depth, like I said. And that's just the first of the workshops, but we want to get the year started off strong with that workshop. As you can see, so this map kind of shows every pin drop here is essentially a community, an organization in the community that we are partnered with, that WSU is partnered with through the CCE. And you can see there's a lot around like the Pullman area. There's a ton around the Puget Sound area. There's a lot around the Portland, Vancouver area. There's some in the middle, like in the Tri-Cities and up in Yakima and stuff. These organizations are all over the place. And if this is just a still photo or an image, but if I was able to pull out from this, you would see pin drops like all over the United States and even a few internationally. And a lot of those came from global students like yourselves who wanted to get involved. And then we were able to work with them to vet those community organizations to make sure that they were legitimate and that the student would be safe and that it would be a good experience for them. And then once they get in the system, then we kind of facilitate that relationship and kind of keep it going so that like future students can find those opportunities when they want to go out and get involved. So this is just kind of an example of the like a visual of the community partners we have in GivePulse. Okay, so I'm happy to answer any questions. The QR code for our CC Global website is on the screen there, and that leads to other resources, including a link to GivePulse that has those opportunities online. So you're welcome to go visit that, and I'm happy to answer any questions. I see a raised hand, I think. I'm going to stop sharing because I can't really see anything right now.
Yes, you're right. Mia has her hand
Hi,
raised.
Ben. So
Hi.
I'm just curious if one of the partners you have is communities in school. I'm just curious.
Like
Communities in school, if you have that or like, yeah, that group as
that
well.
organization?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with all of organizations, but I could go to GivePulse and check. If we are partnered with them, they would be in GivePulse. We have someone who manages all our partnerships. There's like 1,000 of them, so I'm not familiar like if we're affiliated, but there's a chance we are. And I will say that this is something I've been talking with Andrea a little bit about. Andrea and Aaron is I think ultimately we want you to be able to get involved in your community where you're at, face to face if possible, hands-on if possible. But we do have a lot of actual like partners who have like virtual options, like they have things that people can do virtually. So you might find a partner that's not actually in your zip code. They might be on the other side of the state, but there's still ways to contribute to community, even in those senses.
So I could just go to the your website and then maybe navigate through GivePulse, and then I should be able to see your partners.
Mm-hmm.
And then what needs to be done if if in the event that the community or this group that I'm really highly involved in, and it's not a partner with WSU yet, who do I contact to kind of like facilitate partnership?
You would contact me. Let me get you the, I can get you a link, because we have, if it's a partner that we are not affiliated with, like we haven't vetted them yet. Let me give you the link. Then we just ask for some basic information, and then we follow up with them right after. Like we do the legwork on that. So let me post, it's our community partner request form. Oh, it's kind of a mess of a link there, but that forms.office.com one, that's our community partner request. So if you have an organization that we're not actually affiliated with yet, then you would go there. And that's actually easy to find on the website.
All right, thank you.
That's a good question though.
Great questions. Yes. And just as Ben mentioned, MLK is another day of service. So spring semester, first Friday of spring semester, there will be another opportunity for a great service project for Global Campus students and all the other WSU campuses also. So again, check your newsletter that comes in your email, because there will be information about that as we are getting closer to the spring semester. Thank you so much, Ben. Does anyone have any other questions for Ben? Yes, also checking back at connections.wsu.edu, and that calendar is always a great place too. Okay. Oh, go ahead, Ben. Anything else?
I was just saying thanks.
Oh, thank you, Ben. Okay, so you heard from so many people, mostly admin, that are here working hard at WSU for you, making sure we have what you need. But there's also your fellow peers, your fellow online Cougs. We have student ambassadors, and they work very hard to make sure that there's more ways to connect, and you have opportunities for student clubs. That's right, student clubs. And that's another one of those things. Like I said, if you don't find the club that you want and you're like, man, I really, really want this club, contact me. I will help you. We will get it on campus. Also, always willing to partner with other campuses. So if you're like, Andrea, I know Pullman has this club. I was part of it last semester, but now I'm a Global Campus student. Hey, let me know. I can help work out a partnership. But without further ado, let's talk about the Global Campus clubs we do have. So I have a few ambassadors here. I'm a little lost who wants to talk. I also have non-ambassadors here. First, let's go ahead. I saw a familiar name. Is it Leah Fisher? Does Psy-Chi, the Psychology Honor Society. Is that correct, Leah? And would you like to speak about that for a few seconds?
Yes, thank you so much. And we appreciate the opportunity on the behalf of Psy-Chi Global Campus WSU to have the opportunity to talk about our club. My name is Leah Fisher, and I am the current president of Psy-Chi Global Campus at WSU. Psy-Chi Global Campus chapter offers and shares the purpose of Psy-Chi International of the Honor Society to encourage, stimulate, and maintain excellence in scholarship of individual members and fields with a focus of psychology and the science of psychology. We promote, recognize, and prefer to use the science and application of psychology. So what do we do for our fellow students, and who are we? We have scholarly pursuits such as grants, scholarships, special publications, member engagement. We have awesome opportunities to get to connect with fellow psychology majors and minors. So it's for not just the majors. Anybody who's a psych minor, please sign up. There are a few things that we do ask for membership. We do have a one-time fee. That is a lifetime fee. That gets you into Psych-Chi for permanent use of all of the access to all of the wonderful opportunities and resources. You do have some requirements. We do ask for 3 semesters of full-time coursework and have completed 9 semester hours or equivalent in psychology courses, and have a cumulative GPA of 35% of the class with 3.0 grade average in your psychology courses. So we do have some requirements, but all of those add to your CV, your resume. It's an awesome opportunity to be able to connect with fellow students, professionals. We do online events highlighting various topics. Last year we had Dr. Ross Green, who is very famous for his approaches and publications. We have school psychologists. Overall, we have resources for career advancement, awards, grants, so much more. I wish I could talk all about Psychi. Oh, yes, Abigail.
Hi. Well, first thing, Andrea
Hi.
kind of beat the punch, but we do have a reimbursement through ASWSUG for Honor Society dues. And this is one of the ones that we cover. So just so everyone knows, if that is a barrier to entry, we can help you out there. I do have a question. When do invites go out, or how do we join?
Yeah, it's a great question. So those invites are going to come out here very shortly for the last term, which was summer. The invite should be coming to your WSU email, and there will be a link in that email for the application. Look for that within the next 2 weeks to 3 weeks. We hope to have those out. It will give you an opportunity to apply and submit, and then we will have our induction ceremony coming up in end of September to invite all those inductees and welcome them to our club.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, we do also have the events that we have. We actually are wanting to incorporate more interactive and really incorporate that opportunity to connect, because that's what we find so valuable at Psychi. I do want to pass this off briefly to my fellow Psychi. He's our vice president, Roy, if he can pop on here real quick, and he was going to share a bit of what Psychi does for us and our personal experience real quick.
All right, thank you. My name's Roy. I'm the vice president of Psychi Global Campus chapter, and it's exciting to see everybody here today. It's actually, the energy is really like infectious, so I'm a little bit animated and I have pressured speech right now. So anyway, how Psychi has benefited me and how it can benefit some of the students that are interested in psychology, not only interested in undergraduate psychology, but also interested in pursuing graduate level psychology to go to graduate school. The chapter actually is a good network for social support for people that are really interested in psychology from a basic science and applied science perspective, which Leah had spoken about. So if you do get that invite in your email, it's actually pretty prestigious, because B.F. Skinner and Albert Ventura and many others have been part of Psychi historically, and they helped not only found the organization, but found the continued direction of the organization as it goes. So like, our mission is to help this field continue and to benefit society. And I would actually personally add ecology into that and solving human problems that we have interdisciplinary. But what I want to say is that if you do get that invite, please really consider it, because not only is it something to add to your CV, but really it helps facilitate networking with other individuals that are also very interested in going down. And yes, we go down into the weeds sometimes on some of our interests and research topics. So like somebody mentioned self-efficacy, right? And that concept, and that actually comes from Albert Ventura. So that's pretty, and many other researchers. So like, if you're really interested in psychology, I can't say it enough, to be surrounded by people like Leah and others, and having the support of Dr. Daffin, or Lee, as some of us call him, but Dr. Daffin is and the other psychology professors, is something that the Psychi community on the global campus helps facilitate. And it can help me, because it has helped you, because it has helped me in the past, when you're like, oh, am I doing the right thing or whatnot? You meet these other individuals that are like, talk about these, I'm going to call myself a geek when it comes to psychology, but when you share these these concepts and like deep down in the weeds of some of these research articles, or you look at the statistics and say, I don't know if correlation is causation on this one. You get to be surrounded by people that are also interested in those same things. So I don't want to belabor the point, but if you do get that invite to the community and Sci-Chi or are interested in it, just reach out to us. We can reiterate some of the requirements, but it is really rewarding. And it really, if anybody's interested in pursuing any of the 499, 497, etc., psychology courses, 499 for independent research, I can't stress it enough that Sci-Chi is very beneficial. That's all I'm going to say.
Great, thank you both. Does anyone have any questions for them? Please feel free to ask. And again, you can find them on Presence as well as some of the other student orgs. And I would like to move on. We have Fatima here. She is one of our student ambassadors, and she is going to talk to us not about one club, but clubs, I think. So Fatima,
Yes.
take it away.
Hello. By the way, do you want us to just introduce ourselves like the last student ambassadors, since we're like running out of time? Adrian and Amaris, do you just want to?
Adrian's going to speak next for the next club. So
Okay.
Fatima, go right ahead.
Okay, sounds good. Let me screen share real quick. We're running out of time. So hello, everybody. I'm a student ambassador, and today I'm going to be talking about first generation Cougs, and I'm also going to be talking about HERT Campus. And I'm going to go through this really fast because I do not want to waste your time. So this is the first time this year that we have a first generation club for Cougars, and I'm really passionate about this as a first gen student. And anybody can join, by the way, because sometimes for clubs they have like positions like VP you can see, but this one is just anybody can join as long as you're a first generation student. And I'm going through this really fast, I'm so sorry. So what we have to offer, we want to offer meetings. We want to have regular meetings. Our first meeting is going to be the first Friday when class starts, the August 25th. We also want to have speakers and workshops, scholarships and financial aid, and definitely mentorship programs. Let me see. Moving. Okay. So this is our first event, which I'm really excited about, which you can scan, or I don't know if somebody's going to put that in the chat. But it's going to be really exciting. I'm going to be hosting with Erin, and it's just going to be a check-in for your first week of college. And you don't have to be a first generation student to attend it. Like if you're struggling with school, please just go and we can talk and we can have so much fun talking about school. And here's the sign up form. Please sign up because yes, we need people. And I'm going to do this really fast. I'm pretty sure Andrea is going to send you guys like an email. So next is HERT Campus, and this is a student-led magazine, which for this one, you definitely have to apply for the positions. And here's the logo. Fun fact, HERT Campus was started at Harvard, like in the 2000s by Harvard students. And now there's like so many colleges worldwide. So it's really exciting. So here are some of the positions currently open. We need a marketing, publicity director, senior editor, events director, and writers. Many writers, please. And here is the sign up form for that. So yes, that was really fast. I feel really excited about that. And next is going to be Adrian and Amaris with the LGBTQ club.
Yes, thank you. And Fatima, thank you for being fast, but it's okay. We can slow down just a little. But yes, everyone, we will email those slides to you so you can have all that information. And again, it's checkout presence. All this information's there. And I heard Adrian and Amaris, maybe they're tag teaming, maybe they're taking turns, but they are also our student ambassadors and they want to talk about our LGBTQ club.
Hi, I'm Adrian. I'm a student ambassador. I really quickly, just because it wasn't said, I do want to say that student ambassadors are paid positions. So if you do want to apply next year, whenever positions open, it's great. There's a lot of different things you could do. You could help create events. You could help run events. If you want to learn more about helping to manage social media accounts, I do that. And I'm having the time of my life. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff you could do. anyways, I'm pretty sure I have the presentation for LGBTQ Club. Hold on. Share my screen. There we go. Hold on, let me present. So this is LGBTQ Club, which is run by Amaris, who is in charge of it, but also on the team is me and Fatima. And we are looking to bring to you LGBTQ Club. Our first meeting is going to be on October 16th at 4 p.m. Pacific time. You know, we want to give some people some time, get settled into school and everything before we have our first meeting and before we get settled down. And plus, we're still trying to wrap up everything. So, you know, if you have any ideas about things that you want to see or things that you want to talk about here, let us know. Email us or get in contact with us on our interest sheet. Say, hey, I want to see these kinds of events. And we will definitely look into that and we will try our best to bring those events to you. This is our survey link for our interest form. If you are interested in joining LGBTQ Club, anybody can join, no matter your identity. If you're an ally, if you're queer, if you're a student, if you're a staff member, if you're faculty, come on in. You're all welcome. We want to help you. We want to bring resources to you, to everybody that we can, and we want to help everybody out. So scan the QR code. I could put the link in chat for the interest form too, if it hasn't already been put in chat. But yeah, let us know. These are some potential upcoming events that we are looking to do. Virtual drag shows. I know personally I wanted to do like a virtual drag musical bingo. So hey, if you're interested in that, let us know. Because that way we'll know who can come and we'll know if we should be planning these kinds of events. We want to help celebrate LGBTQ artists. We want to highlight those people. You know, we want to bring people together, help form bonds, help find your community here. My screen is covering the last one. Queer bingo night. Everybody loves bingo, especially queer bingo night. It's fun. And that's it. That's pretty much it. So if you want to scan the QR code, I can also put the link for our presence page in chat. Please connect with us. We want to hear from you. We want to know what we could be doing and what you want to see from us, please.
Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Amaris. Thank you, everyone, so much. Yes, those you just heard from some of our student leaders. And then, like I said, 3 of our student ambassadors. We have more student ambassadors that also work on other things for you all. We have a DEI initiatives are coming out your way too. Where would you find that information? Your newsletter, or the calendar, or presents. So many places to find all this information. So please, please, please get involved, connect with us, let us know what you want to see and be a part of on your campus. But that's it. That's all we have tonight. So our last week of welcome event tomorrow, go play some video games with our esports team. You know you want to. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming tonight. We really appreciate it. Hope we see you at some other events. We've got lots happening. See you all later. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. Thank you.
Go Cougs. Nice to see everyone. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Bye.